Good morning. Calendar week 23, would you, Coco? Handsome pig, sad donkey. In the world of growing your own, specifically in the Northern Hemisphere, in a place with a growing season of fewer than 6 months, you'd really like to have everything in the ground, sown, transplanted, potted out by the end of May. Well, dear readers, supporters, and co-conspirators, we are close. And where we are not quite on target, we're behind in places where we can catch up. The roots field is about half full, and the things that are not yet in the ground are all fast. Swedes, turnips, beetroots can all be squeezed in at almost any time before the evenings get cold. I have a bag of Jerusalem artichokes needing to go in. They're probably the most borderline late, taking about 120 days to mature. But I'm pretty sure that they don't need the summer's heat at the end of their growing season, and I know they can stay in the ground all winter if they need to, or if I want them to. The greens break isn't quite full either, but again, sowing some fast-growing lettuces is not a problem unless the soil gets ridiculously hot. But we mulch extensively to keep the moisture in and the sun out anyway. There's a ridiculous amount to be done in the coming week, but then, when it is done, we officially get into the summer cycle of weeding and watering and keeping the tomatoes pretty and the beans in order, and the garden mostly gets on with things itself. If we had a strong plan and were determined to stick to it, you could happily rate the potager as not quite there. But in this, the best of all possible worlds, wherever we end up is where we are. Expectations become reality, and reality becomes the truth of the matter. And what makes more logical and emotional sense than being happy with the truth of a thing? We're doing okay. In slightly wonderful news, there was excellent germination representation from things which start with the letter S. Sweetcorn and scorzoneras and sunflowers and savoy cabbages all sown in the open ground all came up this week. In their freshly birthed state, thin and tender and hard to spot, they aren't particularly vibrant to the digital retina of the camera. But if you were to lie down in the dirt with me and squint at ground level along the row, you'd be delighted as I am to see them all doing the things they're designed to do, which is sprout. Swiss chard and some squashes in seed trays similarly signed up to the same fun and games. Spinach, though, that's not doing as well. I think I shall add to the book that it is, in the experience of this pirate, a bad idea to try to germinate spinaches in a hot polytunnel. I strongly suspect they would rather have it a little cooler. I shall try again. It's almost never too late to sow spinach. It's not too late yet, anyway. Talking of the polytunnel, I moved most of the things out of there. The patty pans and tomatoes and courgettes and most of the beans are now out. There is a substantial tray of beans which I'm not planting out just yet, because I thought they were climbers, and they're giving off strong dwarf French vibes now. I should have taken a photo and thrown the question open to the hive mind. Sorry, didn't think of it till now. I'll do it on the gram later today. Your input will be gratefully received. Many years ago, I got a book called Rare Breeds. It might have been a gift, it might just as well have been a car boot sale find. Full bleed colour photographs of farm animals that you just don't see much these days. There were pages of chickens with elaborately feathered legs looking like they've just come off the stage in a corner of a Soho bar. Majestic sheep and beautiful cows. But there were two which stood out to me, the only two I remember the names of. The stunningly impressive Baudet de Pitou donkey, a majestic 6-footer with corded cadenets of thick black fur and sad eyes. And the Mangalitsa pig, a frothy-mouthed, betusked monster of indeterminate features, hiding behind oversized ears which come complete with their own hairstyle, and unkempt facial fuzz with weeds stuck in its barbs. The older Tony get, the more he looks like my memory of that picture. I wish you all a wonderful week, individually and collectively. We have a few days of rain in front of us, which I suppose means I should do something for the rehabilitation of the dumpster fire sub-student dwelling monstrosity that is the kitchen, and then probably do some more of that typing thing that really should be taking up more of my time than it currently does. Quit your job, grow vegetables. You've always wanted to. Make a start before you have to. Subliminal? What? Love you all. Your loving Pirate Ben. XO. XO.